In a world where tens of thousands of indie games are released each year, indie devs cry out to be heard, to be seen. And it's up to two brothers to get to know them.
Super Interview.
Hello world, my name is Max Stein and I love indie games.
I'm the Megabuck. I really love indie games.
And welcome to the Super Interview Brothers, Buck and I's private side quest where we scour the world for the very rare and beautiful magicians that craft the one-of-a-kind relics that we call video games. Today we have a very special guest in the studio. The creator, I believe the sole creator, I should have asked beforehand, but I'm pretty sure, of End of End, Joey Tiell. Did I say that correctly? Do you not want me to say it? Perfect. Joey,
Nope.
Say hello.
You got it. Hello. Glad to be here. And I'm one of three.
He's
one
a
of
trio.
three.
They're a trio.
Oh, he's a trio. Okay, well, we'll get into that later because before we begin talking about End of End, Joey, we need to talk about you and your relationship with video games. So, the most important question, the one we always ask first, of course, Joey, can you remember the very first video game you ever saw or played, and can you remember how old you were when that happened?
I can. Well, it's fuzzy because it's an old memory, but I know for a fact one of the first games I ever played was on a 5 1/4-inch floppy. I had to load it. I had to fire up DOS.
C:\run.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know what it is actually, but it was a cliff diving game. All I know,
Like World Games? Was it like part of
I don't know.
made by Enix?
I don't know. I've always wondered what it was, and I've never been able to find it. So I was, so part of the reason I was like,
event in
I bet these guys will know.
Wow. Yeah, no, I remember the diving event in World Cup that you're talking about, Buck, but
World
that
Games,
wasn't
yeah.
a floppy disk game, right?
Oh, yes. Our cousin Zach had that on the PC. Yes, they did make a DOS version of that game because I have played it also.
Nice.
That's a really funny
Might have been that.
Yeah. So that's my very specific first video game memory. And how old was I? I don't know.
Old enough to not remember, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, on top of that question, do you have a favorite video game of all time?
Ooh.
I do. Some might call it, generic cliche, but I love it. I loved it then. I love it now. Great memories. Ocarina of Time.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Yes.
What would you say about Ocarina of Time makes it the best game ever?
It's probably a lot of nostalgia, which is fine.
Acceptable answer.
Acceptable,
and-
yes.
When I think about that game, I honestly think about playing it and then going to school and talking with my buddies.
Cool.
Because back then you couldn't go look everything up. So it's like, hey, I found this in this place. Oh my God, I'd never heard about that. Or sharing secrets and like rumors. My cousin and I, who working on the game together with, we heard a rumor that if you, within an hour, run around all of the entire game and smack all those statues that like tell you the time, I think, right? If you smack all of them within an hour, you like get the Triforce. So you better believe like we ran home and tried it.
My uncle
Triforce
who
of
works at
time.
Nintendo told me so.
Yeah. Yeah, just a lot of good memories playing it. Just
That's
being able to run around in a world, was just so cool.
yeah.
It was just so cool.
For me, it was the magnify, or not the magnifying glass, but what was the lens that lets you like see the shit that's not visible?
Oh yeah, for like the undead.
I can't remember the name of the exact
I
item,
don't
but it gets
either.
you into the Shadow Temple, and that
Yeah.
was the thing. I remember hearing a kid say like on the playground, being like, "What?" and be like, "That's what I've been missing this whole time."
Ocarina seems to have inspired like an entire generation of
Oh,
people to want to make video games.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
So Ocarina of Time is obviously just like a standout, one of a kind, Haley's Comet of a video game. But in general, what would you say your gaming preferences lean towards genre-wise?
Yeah. Now it's more simulation-y, Colony Sims, anything that is even a whiff of Dwarf Fortress or, you know.
Nice.
One of our co-hosts in the Game Treasure podcast loves Dwarf Fortress,
nice.
and it escapes. I cannot even.
Can't do it.
It's
Yeah.
so thick.
Math
with
Fortress, you mean.
numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, because I started in college before any of the like cool graphics packs.
Right.
So like I got really into, which you had to be really into it to enjoy it. You couldn't
Right.
just dabble. So yeah, for a weekend, I was in a corner with a blanket over me, just
Going through
reading the
thousands
manual.
of years of dwarven history.
Oh my God.
Really, you had to like consult the ancient tomes to be able
Yes.
to know what to do, and it was awesome. It's still awesome.
And the mistakes in the game would be like, oh man, I sent this guy down a river in a raft, and it fucked everything up.
Yep.
Everything just went downhill from there because he didn't like water, and then he became the king. And they will get so abstract and tiny with everyone's personalities and shit.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It's like the timeline of don't step on like an ant. Like
Right,
go back
yeah,
in time.
right,
Don't
yeah.
step
The
on that
butterfly
ant.
effect.
What the fuck? That
Butterfly
movie where they
effect.
go back in time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Days of Thunder, I think it's called.
But and any game where there's just little guys running around, you know, God games, simulators. I just, you know, I
So
love
not
them.
necessarily like job simulators games.
No,
Like,
not at all.
Like, okay, yeah, because
Nope.
there's so many of those now.
Yeah, I mean that's cool, but
Yeah.
not for
Different
me.
strokes for different folks.
Which is fine. Yeah, no problem.
And there's also immersive simulators, like those things like that are like open world games that you can attack from any angle that require a little bit more involvement. So many different subgenres of video games now.
Yeah. That makes me think of like Elite Dangerous. I think I played for a little while when I had
There
the
you
VR
go,
going.
yeah.
Like that was very cool. Just
Yeah.
Yep.
I had the
Spaceship
HOTAS and everything.
simulator
I used
involving
this.
all of the math.
I used this like early program. Verity was the name of the ship I had. I don't know, but it was this voice controlled program that integrated with Elite Dangerous.
Whoa.
So I could put on my VR goggles, I could have the HOTAS, and you could give audio commands to that AI, not really AI, it was taking scripted instructions, but you could give it commands like when you get close to a space station, you have all that like you have to like request docking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You could literally be like, computer request docking at station 23, and it would do all the inputs needed to do that, so you totally felt like fucking like Iron Man.
That's so cool. Like,
Piloting this
that's
ship.
so cool. I
You'd be
want
in
to
a
say
you'd be in a dogfight and you'd be like, Verity, toggle next target, and it would go to like the next shit. It was awesome.
that's so great. Like, yeah, I just want to sit in a command chair and say, computer, something, and then flip switches. And I like, give me some physical switches to flip. And yeah, there was that Star Trek game that came out.
I was just thinking of that.
Dude,
The Bridge,
yeah.
Bridge
That
Commander.
shit was awesome. Bridge
Yeah.
Command.
We got to play it a couple times before it was borked, and that was definitely cool. You're engineering, you're
Yep.
doing helming the ship. You're the captain. That was
Yeah.
was a blast.
Star Trek Simulator.
That's what it
Well,
was.
listen, let me ask you this. Have you been playing anything good lately, or have you played anything good recently?
You know, all the best indie dev devices or advice is play as many games as possible. But unfortunately, I'm so busy.
When you get busy, they can't play any games,
Yes.
right?
However, mostly, and I'm still playing actually with my kids, still playing Tears of the Kingdom. We've been playing that together for, years, it's really cool to play a game like through the eyes of a kid again, because they play it in totally different ways.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of Switch games for that reason, but I like, there's a couple cool indie like colony sims, Song of Six, SYX.
Okay.
And then Clan Folk, that one's pretty cool. I think those are both pretty indie.
Okay. I don't know if this is an RTS or a colony sim, but the one about the beavers. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
It's
Basically,
no idea.
yeah, Steam feeds me every type of game like that, so I've probably seen the capsule art for about every one of them.
It's got your number.
Yep, it does. It really does. But yeah, I really like finding indie, colony simulations, just because it's just really fun to start not knowing anything about them and just figuring them out. I don't like looking anything up. I just like seeing what they've got, how they introduce you to it, and just getting sucked in for a couple nights, and then
That's kind of cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Gives you some ideas of building a game as well too. Like how did they choose to approach teaching you this?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yep.
And your game that we're going to talk about in just a bit here is a lot like not necessarily Dwarf Fortress, but another ASCII art game in Rogue.
Yes. Yep.
So if you know, another game where you had to really want to play it.
Yep.
So let me ask you, riddle me this, Joey. Have you always been a game designer, or what's your story when it comes to designing games? What was your day job before this? What's the deal?
Yeah. So I went to school for computer science. Started off, I did, back in high school, I did this like half-day tech other school, which was cool because I got to leave high school in the middle of the day and go this other place.
Nice.
Which was really cool. And I got started. First time ever really programming was like in assembler because if anyone's familiar, it's like a little step up from machine code, like a step up from writing ones and zeros. Because our teacher was like, oh, you guys kind of know, you're pretty techie already. Just go in the corner with this laptop and just go like learn this, which is cool. It was an awesome start, great teacher. But so yeah, went to school for that. Got a job in programming. Actually, if anyone's ever heard of Groove Shark, it used to be a music streaming service.
Go on.
We were competitors to Spotify. We were better, I'll just say. But we got sued out of existence.
Oh no,
that's fine.
Long story. I'll keep over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got started working.
that damn Napster, they took us down.
So yeah, always sort of like in software. Never really, always kind of tangentially interested in games and gaming, of course, but never really considered myself a designer or didn't have plans to be a game designer. Halfway in between my software dev career, I got sort of promoted into management on accident. Hated it.
Always fun.
Quit it all.
Yeah.
I started growing oyster mushrooms on my own. I got a job at a botanical garden. I just totally threw it all away. I was like, I'm done with all this. Dude. It was cool, awesome. Great job for 3 years. Really, it was.
Hell yeah, Joey, let's fucking grow mushrooms. All right, let's go.
It was awesome. And then, I just sort of find my way back into it. And see, this is actually what my friends call Joey's story, which is a lot of build up, a lot of sort of, it seems like it's going somewhere, but no payoff. No payoff at all. So I'm glad you're getting to experience this. Yeah. So this whole journey, right?
Yes.
The ups and the downs, and eventually my cousin, who I'm working with, sends me a message because he knows I've dabbled. I made little mini games, just really micro things, and he says, "Hey, like I think making a game's like our one shot we got to doing something really cool. Let's do it." So I said, "Okay."
Really?
And that was it.
How much different, like when it comes to, because I'm an ignoramus and sincerely do not know, coding for a video game versus the type of coding work you were doing in building a website that streams music? Like, was that hard for, or was that just like as simple as like learning a different tense in a language type deal?
Right. Yeah. Luckily for me, I was already like a more systems programmer. So I was working on like the iPhone side of that service. So I was never really a web programmer. So luckily for me, the overall structure of it and the feel is pretty similar. But for like my cousin, it was a totally different world. From like the web, that was a good instinct you had. The web dev stuff is totally different. It's a very different way of programming. Yeah.
I've tried to learn a little bit in community colleges where we live here, and it was like, I don't know much about programming video games, but this certainly does not seem like it would lend itself to doing that. I guess I am, again, a complete idiot. However, I'd imagine it can't be a complete one-to-one. So there had to be some sort of moment where in which you said to yourself, like, all right, I'm gonna actually learn how to program a good video game.
Yeah, and that's what we did, because I told him, I said, again, because I've dabbled in all sorts of engines. I mean, back in college, actually, I'm just now remembering. Oh, that was a cool project. A classmate and I, we made a multiplayer battleship game in Visual Basic. Oh, as I said that, for anyone who's listening who has programmed, they probably cringed a little bit hearing language. That. Yeah. But we made it work. But what was the question? Now I'm thinking about college.
The formation of Squidboat, I presume, essentially is what leads. Like when when or what happened when it came to being like, okay, I, Joey, am now going to open a company called Squidboat and make a video game straight up full time? Like, because that obviously doesn't happen by accident. There must have been a day where you were like, today's the mushrooms. I'll see you later. I have new hobbies. And you threw off flame onto the mushrooms. And
Yeah, I think it really was just an idea that's been around for a while. Like I said, all sorts of engines. JMonkey engine is an old Java engine I messed with. Every time I would see a cool engine, I'd just build a micro little project in it. Yeah. So it's just been in the ether, I think, for a while. And then eventually, then finally my cousin's like, hey, let's do this for real. And I'm like, are you sure? Because this is years. This isn't just let's kind of mess around. I'm like, if we really commit to trying to make something, we're going to be doing this. We're not going to have anything for a while. So we did. So we got in with, we found the Godot engine and we just started learning. We probably spent a solid year just making little projects for no one. We made like a Vampire Survivors clone. We did a cool like gardening game, which we might return to. And we just put our heads down and just did it.
Hell yeah.
We just decided to do it and we did.
That makes sense. So he must be part of Squidboat, yes?
Yes, yep.
So why that name? What the hell is Squidboat?
I thought I might get that question. Now I'm going to spare you the Joey story and just tell you straight up. It's just
one time I was on a boat and I caught a squid. The end, okay? Yeah.
Less exciting. It was just our friend group's World of Warcraft guild name.
Oh, cool.
Oh, we had someone else on here that was that same thing where it was like, it was the first gamer tag I ever made. And I just went with that. Or no, it was Third Shift Guy. So that was what our friend group called ourselves in high school. Oh,
there you go. Yep.
Yeah.
I still have some high school-esque tags floating around.
So who all then besides you, and you said your cousin?
Yes. Yep.
There's another person though in Squidboat?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So we got started together. Justin and I, and then we needed some music. So we talk to him every day anyway, and our group chats. But our friend Tom, we're like, hey, dude, we're making this game secretly because we didn't tell anybody in our friend group because sometimes you.
Right. I want to be involved. Well, I don't want Timmy in there. He sucks.
That and also. It's like, oh, cool, I want to do this thing. Let me tell everybody. And then you don't do it.
Right.
We're like, no.
That's more what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The shame.
And Mac would never get off the toilet.
Yeah. But so we brought him in for music because he does awesome stuff, like physical synth, like machines. I'm not sure the right term, but he puts them together, plugs in wires, dials.
I know what you're talking about.
He does
modular
really cool
synthesizers.
Yes, that's exactly it. Thank you. Sorry, Tom, as you're probably going to watch this.
He's going, come on, Joey, you know what it's called. You know what I do.
He has a crow on his shoulder that's actually like one of those like gear powered puppets, and he's got a big top hat on. No, get the stats right.
He's gonna like that. But so we got him in for the music, and he made some tracks, and he got to looking at what we were making. Cool. And Tom is, as I know we'll talk about it, but you've seen the game. He is a very exquisite, deliberate, thoughtful designer, and he cares about what he makes. So when he saw what we had, he was like, in so many words, "Hey, you guys mind if I maybe?" Help you because visually what we had was we're doing our best.
Okay.
So he's some style, some je ne sais quoi.
So he got we're like, well, Tom, you really want to be more involved, and then he was, and then all of a sudden he's creating the entire visual style
and also doing the music.
Yes. Yep. All the UI, UX, because that's what he does professionally is interface design and UX. Cool. So he got his hands in there and just ran with it. And so, now we're a 3-person team. And that's kind of the genesis of the team, at least. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So let's get into End of End then. End of End, viewer or listener, is a roguelike dungeon crawling game. It reminded me a lot of, there's this game that came out last year called He Is Coming.
Yes.
Pretty good. With a couple important differences. In that game, there's like a day and night cycle. In this game, besides like the usual roguelike trimmings, so like treasure chests will have like relics in them that will give you like power-ups. If you've played any roguelike game, this is very similar to this. You can get repeats of them to level them up, kind of like in Vampire Survivors. You pick the same item twice, it goes up to the next level situation, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. But most importantly, you have like this lantern that starts out at the beginning of the level quite large, very large radius on this light. And then every time you take a step, just like in Rogue, everything else moves on the map. And your light gets a little bit tinier and tinier and tinier and tinier and tinier.
Like thresholds,
and you actually will lose visual reference for things in the map. Like you'll still see the rooms, which is nice. I like that it's like still a labyrinthian type space, but I'm not getting lost.
You just don't get any information.
You just don't get any information. So you're like, do I even want to go in that room? Do I need to go here? Da, da, da.
There's another mimic in there.
I say that because obviously there's monsters in this dungeon crawler, and when you run into them, when the lantern is all the way off, they're much harder to fight. So hence the like, I don't know what's in that room. If it's a Gorgon, like I'm fucked. This run is toast and I'm absolutely dead. Or it could be a treasure chest and I could get lucky. There's also little like torch areas in the wall where you can go click a button and then boom, you get your torchlight all the way back.
Right. Or
so the other thing that varies this from that game, He Is Coming, is that there's like these constant quests that you can go to this main hub world. Buck, you saw those and did some of those as well, right?
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
I thought that was a fun idea.
Getting those teleporter pad things and being able to go back partway through. Also,
it reminded me of Minos, which we played earlier, like having little sub goals to complete on top of like the main goal is like get to the bottom floor and kick the boss's ass, obviously.
But what if I'm not going to be able to accomplish that on this run? Let me at least try and get one or two of these done.
Right. You go to the quest board and it's like quest to kill 5 skeletons. You're like, okay, well I can do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or quest to, save this many people because there's like some it reminds me of fucking Metal Slug. It's like tied up dudes that you got to save, and when you save them,
I had a run. We got it spoiled by about early build that Joey let us play in there, and I had a run where there was a corridor and 3 locked rooms, and I could see that there was this hostage in each of them. I only had 2 keys, so one of those hostages got left behind.
I got all the way down to the bottom floor and fought, or not the bottom floor, but like the 5th floor and fought the Duke or whatever it is, and he.
The mage.
I thought I was so strong, and he kicked my ass, dude. I was like, fuck. So it was one of those things where, like, what I should have done is kept exploring. Like, you don't want to rush through the levels too quickly. You got to grab shit and level up, or else you'll get to the bottom and be like, oh, what have I done? But there's a nice mini map in the top corner where that basically breaks the level into quadrants to at least let you know where the stairs are generally.
Right.
Another thing where I was just like, that's just nice quality of life. Like, you know, like not putting that in there would have not been like, now I'm immersed. Like, no, now I'm just lost. Like, it's just...
Yeah, but the biggest thing that sets it aside from most roguelikes is the auto battling feature when you run into enemies.
That's true.
That
right.
is
so
huge.
That is like He Is Coming. But yeah, go ahead and explain that.
I was just going to say, I'm not going to lie, not low roguelike, not always my favorite genre, but the reason's because when you run into an enemy, you end up like strafing away from it or just running into it head on and smacking it in the face and hoping you do what else. So this game has a feature where when you run into an enemy on screen, you enter like what looks like a turn-based battle, but it's an auto battler, and it has all the things set up based on what you had for weapon strength and armor and health and everything else. And so you can speed up the pace of that. You can even skip them if you know it's an enemy you're going to just totally slaughter and you don't need to learn anything. That's just a totally different level for me of like enjoyment for this kind of game, because I don't like I have on my play date what is it, the What Lurks Beneath or something like that. It's a rogue like game on this, and every time I play one of those, it's just like I don't like that part as much.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the learning part is important, like you said, because you're 10 timesing it or whatever. But then like when you first meet a new villain, it'll tell you what their power is. And so, based on the items that you have, like you might want to pay attention to like, okay, every time a Gorgon does this, they strike first or whatever the fuck it is. And if you're on the subquest to fight a bunch of these things, you're probably going to want to spec your guy out in order to succeed in doing so.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that quite satisfying, that little gameplay loop. And man, the pixel art is nice and minimalist, gets the job done. I love the little guy. I didn't get any of the other any of the other classes. Yes. How do you guys break the responsibilities up at Squidboat? Who's in charge of doing what?
Yeah. Well, first, it's always tough being the developer because you don't know how people will experience your game. But that was really cool to hear. You guys really got in there and saw a lot and understood things that we wanted you to see. So cool.
We love video games.
I beat the Archmage or whatever it is at the bottom, the first one. I got to the second Archmage.
Really?
He kicked my ass.
Wow, even with that bug I sent you, that's impressive.
That was funny. I was noticing, like, I'm getting different items. That's pretty cool. Man, I really wish I'd get a double up on this one. Oh, well. You know what my trick was? I saved a lot of villagers, a lot of hostages, because they always are giving, like, max health upgrades, max damage upgrades.
Nice. Very cool. Okay, awesome. So I guess weird saying specific roles, but I would say lead developer. I'm kind of code master. Kind of building the systems, the engine of the game. Tom, of course, he, like I said, all visual, all audio, and he's sort of the final word when it comes to usability. Not game design per se, because we kind of all share that role.
Just like interface.
Interface, timings, how things smooth. He has a system for everything, and it always works.
Nice.
And then Justin, we started sort of like co-developing, but now that it's the three of us, he's really trying to heavily focus on marketing and basically being our in-house producer, more or less, like doing all the extra work, because boy, is there a lot of extra work that's not programming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. There's a lot.
I was going to ask you, what is your favorite part of the video game development process? I know you're not entirely done with it per se, but
Yep. I mean, honestly, for us, because we're all friends, even though he's my cousin, I consider him a friend. Even though we have a Zoro Sanji relationship a little bit.
That's funny.
But it's honestly, again, another cliche thing, but just getting to like collaborate together and just hop on a group chat and talk about the things that happen in a video game, but we're actually producing something. It just sounds like we're getting together and talking about a game we like, and talking about like, oh, what if we tweak this stat a little bit, and just getting to be creative in a medium that you enjoy, but then hopefully also that turning into something that, is like, you can sell. That's a bonus.
Right.
That would be
money be good. Yeah. Money.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we gotta have it. So it's just it's a really cool way to just, like I said, be creative in something you care about. Then also I get to do programming, which I still love, and getting to build those systems out. Yeah, you end up creating things, again, that you would have never come up with yourself. And there's no other way to get there other than your combined conversation. Sometimes you talk over each other. Oh, but what about this? And that process creates things that you cannot get any other way. So it's just really cool. That's just really fun to create the thing together.
The brainstorming phase, if you will. Yes. Right? Yes.
Yep. Yeah. We'll have a meeting, because we talk all the time, but we have a set weekly meeting. We'll start a meeting with no idea, and we'll just snowball to something, and then, oh my God, we're putting that feature in tomorrow. That's so cool. Didn't know it was going to exist. There it is. Yeah.
So, I mean, I got to ask this: any ETA on the release of this bad boy?
Oh.
It better be out in 2026, because that's what we put on the trailer.
Yeah. Trailers
make a new trailer.
Changed. So yeah.
Yeah. No, we hope, because another big piece of indie game advice that I always hear is, when you're starting out, make small games, and we're trying, but again, we just like making cool stuff. It's like, oh, wouldn't this be cool if in the dungeon you could do this? Okay, let's get it in there. That's kind of been our process. So it's just filling it with a bunch of cool stuff.
I see on the Steam page you have there, because we just had access to the Village in the Trees. Like, that's the hub world Mac's talking about.
Yeah.
But there's like a world map with other locations.
Yeah. In the second trailer, you can catch a glimpse of the forest, and then like the Mage Tower. So those are going to be, it's the same game, but we want you to be able to approach it in a different way. Sort of like Vampire Survivors, where like the horizontal maps, you have to play them differently.
Oh, okay.
So like the forest map is going to be a much larger map, almost kind of Diablo-esque, where it's one big world where you got to kind of sneak down into caves, and that's where you'll fight stuff. And then the Mage Tower is, everything's on one screen, and it's almost Zelda-like requirements, like kill all the dudes on this floor to be able to unlock the door to go up, or go push this button over here. So we want to have like this game design term, orthogonal difference, where same game, same structure.
Orthogonal, yes.
I mean, I read that book back there.
fancy
I gotta
boy.
flex it. So yeah, it's like the same
That
game,
means you
right?
have 8 video games. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
No.
wait, that's octagonal.
Yeah. So again, because we're building this whole engine, put all this work into it. Well, now let's let you play it in a slightly different
Flip
way.
it on its head, yeah.
Yeah. So
cool.
that's what those different worlds will be.
That
yeah.
kind of reminds me, totally different type of game, obviously, but that kind of reminds me of how Inscription just completely subverts your expectations by saying this is kind of the same game, but in
Same
World
mechanics.
2, it's actually totally different, just with a base mechanic that's kind of the same.
A bit,
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
That's
bit.
cool. I like
Well,
that idea. That's
shit.
neat.
Well, don't keep on adding for too long. This game's got to come out. Goddammit.
Yeah.
And
that-
DLC, boyo, like
Yeah,
Commerce
yeah.
wants it to be.
Yeah, that's one of Justin's roles, and we told him, like, Justin, look, you're gonna have to. One of your roles has to be to tell us to stop at some point.
Got to lay the smack down on you.
Yep. Because like I said, we just have fun, like, and we're just making sure that we don't stress out about it. You know, we have deadlines, but
Yeah.
we just want to have a fun time making something we care about that hopefully, you know, respects people's time, and it's clear we put effort into it.
Yeah.
And it's been great. Yeah.
It's a solid design.
Yeah.
It looks good. It sounds good. It plays well. I mean, it's just like you said, it's a matter of just deciding when you're done the last brushstroke.
Yep. Exactly.
So-
Wait, one more. Wait, one more.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
wait, one more.
Portrait Artist of the Year. Very good, very good. Buck, do you have any other questions or comments for Joey before we have him give his plugs?
No, I love it. I like that Steam right now is comparing you guys to games I played, such as Nine Kings and Slay the Spire 2.
Interesting.
Wow.
Take that feather and put it in your cap.
I
Okay.
bet Raph just rogue. It's like-
Yeah, Rogue
It's
loves.
so
Yeah, he
good.
loves his Rogue games
It's
for
a
sure.
very, very, very polished. Like I said, I love minimalist design. So I love
Yes.
that the guy just looks like the bathroom sign version of a guy. Like,
Yep.
I fucking love it.
and the choice
So-
of like kind of not monochrome, but you know, like a specific set of colors, and that's it.
Yeah, and that goes back to like what I said with Tom, because all an art style is rules, and he's very good at creating a system. So colors, right? There's a rule. There's lots of rules there. Colors never touch. If you look, at no point do two colors ever touch. They're always separated by that base color. So there's lots of rules that, because when people look at it, they say, "Man, it looks unique and interesting. It looks really good." They might not know why, but it's because we created these systems and rules and follow them, and it just produces something that just feels good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
So-
a beautiful
it is.
game.
It's true though.
Yep.
Very nice. Well, Joey, besides obviously people going to End of End on Steam and wish listing it and following your development page, where else can people find you on the internet to talk to you or keep up to date with the game or give you money or whatever?
Well, we need to get that set up. Probably the best place is sqb.dev. You can sign up for like the newsletter there, get all the updates. And I think we have a page everywhere, you know, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, Squidboat. But yeah, sqb.dev, sign up for that newsletter because we put out information. It's probably the hub.
Nice.
That's cool, man.
Well, perfect. That is all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you so much, dear listener or watcher, for listening or watching. Make sure to go check out the other episodes of the Super Interview Brothers every 2 Wednesdays, and you can get the early feed by going to our Patreon and becoming a $5 subscriber. I say it every week. You go to the regular show on Friday, Game Treasure Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, and until next time, my name is Max Stein. Video games, schmidio games, everyone. Goodbye.